Okay guys, welcome back. Today we're going to look at a couple of ways you can get up from the ground in a cool way, which basically finish your set. This is one of the most important things, especially for beginners. This I see go wrong so many times. Basically you do a run on the floor, right, finish it a nice freeze maybe, and then the way you get up, the way you walk away, this is what goes wrong often. And there's certain rules that you sort of have to follow to represent right as a b-boy. So let's get into it, guys. So today's tutorial will more or less be on how to get up, but I also explain a little bit about what you should do after you got up, right, because that's very important. So the first one will be this roll up, where we go almost in the bridge position but leave our hand on the floor like this. So you don't have to do a bridge like that, you just get up all the way, and at the same time you roll forward like that. See that? Now then you give a little push with the shoulder, so the shoulder goes out and the wrist. So what happens will you pop up like that. And you actually have to use your abs a little bit to get up. Now if you do this slow, it's cool. If you do it fast, it's also cool. So you're sitting, you push up, right? Obviously from the front of the six step you can do the same thing and use it the same way. So that's one way to get up, and it looks nice and clean, guys. So let's say you're in a freeze. I'll do a simple freeze right now, right? Like this. You can simply glide to your feet to pump up like that. Really, you just have to find ways to use this, but basically whenever you're on your ass or just sitting in general, try to apply this. You have to practice this to make it look really sharp and clean. The faster you do this, the doper it will be, right? The more aggressive you do it, like, God, I did something amazing. Then, after you got up, what you have to do is stand there for 1 second. You can do a b-boy pose, you really don't have to. You can just, I like to just, you know, make it nice and tight, like keeping my arms together and just standing there. So, that's way number one, right? So, from here, you sit and pop up like that. If you do a little step like I just did, that's not the end of the world, but of course you cannot fall, and really try to be tight if you stand. This is what I also see sometimes, that people get up and then sort of stumble forward. Of course that's not ideal. So after you took that 1 second, you do this to get applause, then you just walk away or walk backwards out of the cipher. So like this. This really depends if it's a battle or not. You don't want to turn your back to the opponent, because who knows what kind of evil stuff he's planning, right? Maybe he has a dish ready. So what you can do is either you walk away like this and really turn stressed, or just walk away backwards a little bit. Really depends on, you know, the mood of the cipher and the guy you're battling. So, but number one, with this little roll-up move, right? Very nice. Now, number two, let's get into it. I'm gonna explain it from sitting, but really you can also do this from front of the six step yet again. So when you're sitting, you're gonna bring your foot very close to your butt and just get up like this. See, I'm actually in that CC position. All I will do is make 3/4 of a turn and already stand. I explained this one in the tutorial also. Then we make another 3/4 of a turn like that. And the last one, 3/4 of a turn like this. Right? And if you do everything fast, it looks like this. Right? You turn up with a little twist. If you want, you can do more steps. And what I said in the tutorials, you can also go down and do this repeatedly. So really depends. Now there's a trick to angle this one here really, really hard. First, of course, is speed. The faster you go, the more speed you get. So this is one mistake I often see with my students. They leave their hands on the floor. The trick is to already stand, right? If you're already standing, this becomes extremely easy. So boom, pa, pa, ra. But instead of standing speed, when I'm here, I'm angled, see that? But what I can do is at the second step, arch my back as much as I can. See, because that way you will stay angled. Even though you do many steps maybe, you will keep on an angled line. With if you add the speed, it's a really dope effect. So easy to use. I did a set, like I did some footwork tutorials where I explained that if you do that one, boom, 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 but you can drop down again and repeat with Zulu spin, whatever move you like, right? So That's a cool one. And then when you right-legged like this after the third step, you close your legs or do something like that, right? Obviously, you can just jump into a freeze and continue from there, but let's say it's your finishing move. You're like this, kind of ugly to walk away like that, just close your legs or something, right? And then again, stand there for that 1 second, right? 1 second is enough. You don't have to stand there for hours. You know, just 1 second, take a little pause, go to your opponent if it's a battle, right? If it's not a battle, it's just for the audience. You can smile, put up your fingers like that, whatever you want, right? But take that second. This second is your applause. So you have these b-boy battles, which is a cipher basically, but the judges look at it and they decide who wins, who is the best guy at the cipher. And when this is the format, everybody's like a shark. They don't wait. As soon as you're from the floor, they already jump in, or not even, you're not even from the floor yet, you're still on the floor, they still jump in. So in that case, you have to take that second to take the applause, but in generally, it's a good idea. Just don't walk away. Who knows what the other guy does, and your applause is gone, right? Your reaction from the crowd. Because maybe the other guy goes in with some weird transition that gets really that ooh factor, and your run is already over. So take that second in battles, in everything. It's just your presentation. Try to, of course, look at the opponent. So when you, for instance, stand like this, and the camera is my opponent, okay, it's not ideal, but I can do a couple of stuff. I can turn and look, like simple, right? I can also just look backward like this. Really easy stuff, right? You have to sort of play around with it. It's almost like theatrics. You just play a persona and you look at the opponent, kind of cool. Just watch some battles, what people do. Very nice stuff. So, that's run number 2, that turn around, right? Okay, so, run number 3, kip up. I already did a tutorial on it. Try to put your, as a beginner especially, try to put your feet under your butt as you kip up. But check out the tutorial. I'm not sure what number it is, but it's somewhere in my list, or other people also did tutorials on this. But what I always say is, if you can put your foot under you, you will pretty much always make it, right? So just roll on your back, pop on your feet like this. I have to say, like a pro b-boy won't use this move. It's too simple. Like, I rarely see a pro use it, but you can use it, of course, if you like it, and maybe use it to do other stuff. Who knows, right? Very simple stuff. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. So I'm just showing you some parts. So, if you finished your run, you can simply do this little transition from your knees. This is a very simple way to finish. So whenever you do footwork and you want to finish, and you go on the knee like this, right? You can just push off and turn. It's so simple but very effective. See how I close the leg at the end? This makes everything tight. So let's say I'm doing a run, right? Like squeeze here and there, bam, go on my knee, turn, finish. Very simple, but it works. Just a lot better than this, you know. This is sort of okay that you stand up like this, but so lame, right? It's way better to use one of these methods to get up. So let's do a couple of more, why the hell not, right? But there's a lot. So when you're on your belly or your chest or whatever, I also did a tutorial on this one, I guess, but whatever. You jump forward with the legs. Because my legs are here, I don't need my hands, so I can pull my hands away. So from here, the push-up position, jump. See that? Now I'm on my feet and not on my hands and feet, right? And when you do this, try to act. So you just pull your hands away. You don't have to. You can leave your hands very close to the floor, but you try to act. You know, like that's the way you want to do it. So from here again, from here, bam, jump, right? Really on your feet. Then yet again, I suggest, like if you're here, find a little way. You can do this little cross and turn, something like that. You don't want to finish here and not stumble to standing. That's kind of ugly. So find that little way. What I always like to do after that one is the coin drop. I did a tutorial on coin drop too. So you do this little pop and you jump into the coin drop to up. This is a nice little effect, right? So yet again another way, guys. There's so many ways you can do this, of course. You can play around with it and be creative. But I just want to give you some simple ways that a lot of b-boys use, right? Yet again, that's another one, right? So we have now 4 different ways to get up. So one is that bridge push-up, right? 2, that was the turn move like that, right? Then 3 is the kip up, right? We did that one. So that was number 3. 4 is the push-up from your chest, right? So I just want to show you, did we do 4? I thought we did 5. Oh well, whatever. Like, I just want to show you that this is just an example, right? There are, oh yeah, I remember. So the last one was that knee thing. So it's, as I must say that when you do something where you're really off balance, basically, you go on the knee. It's so simple to turn and make it nice and snappy. So that's 5. I just wanted to, this is just an example. So of course there's many more ways. And you can do all kinds of shit where you use freezes to get up or whatever, right? Or power move, whatever, it doesn't matter. But just an example. So when I see someone do a run and they do a freeze and just crawl up like a grandma, as a b-boy it's really bad. As your presentation is shit, right? Maybe the moves and everything you did was really nice, but that part is really whack. Sometimes I see pros do it, but they're so good that other shit that they did is good enough so they sort of get away just doing this. Right, just turning up, but that's still kind of cool, right? Instead of just, okay, did something, walk away like this, right? When you wanna learn more about this stuff, I also suggest checking out battles, how people act, how people do when they stand up and walk away. Just together with the go downs, I did a tutorial on some go downs you can do, but of course there's many ways. Check out how they do this stuff. Some people are masters at it, right? They got so many variations. And yet again, I keep saying this in these tutorials, is that repeating, try to avoid this. Try to do new stuff every time. Of course, when you practice, you only repeat to practice those moves. But as you are jamming or battling, we already seen it. We want to see new stuff every round. Go at it, guys, and I'll see you next time.